would it take for the Texans to take over the Cowboys?
It would take a Patriots-like run. 15 years, a generation of fans would have to know nothing but Texans wins. And the reason Michael Irvin says never is because what the Patriots are doing is basically impossible. It's likely we'll never see something like this again. What Belichick and Brady have done is truly amazing. But if somehow the Texans were able to match that, you never know. I'll say this, that would be on a permanent basis. They could flip the state. Temporarily, yeah, they could do it. Let me tell you how. There are national brands in each of the three major sports in this country, football, basketball, and baseball. The national brand, the number one national brand, is the Dallas Cowboys. And they have an in-state rival now, in a way, the Houston Texans. In basketball, it's the Los Angeles Lakers. They have the Clippers there. In baseball, it's the New York Yankees. They have the Mets there. I can tell you, New York in the 80s, the Mets flipped that town by having an exciting young team that won a World Series and was always on the back page because of controversy of the tabloids. Now, it wasn't permanent, but in order for the Yankees to get New York back, they had to go on a Patriots-like run. There's more of a built-in heritage fan base, but temporarily in the mid-'80s, the Mets flipped New York, and it was a Mets town. The Clippers weren't able to do it with the Lakers because they haven't won a championship, but the Houston Texans, if they won a Super Bowl, if they forget about the Patriots, on a kind of Seahawks-like run, they could temporarily certainly make huge inroads, but even flip things temporarily. It would take sustained excellence, the likes of which the league hasn't seen except for the Patriots, to do anything permanent.
Go ahead, Will.
Oh, you want me? I might let you both go and then take you both down at the same time. You're going to sandwich me in between you.
Hurry up. Show respect. You're lucky you're even on the damn set. Just go ahead and say what you got to say.
Lucky?
Go ahead.
All right. Here's what I got to say. Yeah, Max, you never know. Yeah, a Patriots-type run, 7 Super Bowls in 16 years, 5 of those wins. Yeah, that would be a start for the Houston Texans. That might begin to give them a chance to overtake the Dallas Cowboys in the state of Texas. I think beyond that, you might.
If they won 7 and 15. Come on.
No, that would be a start, Max. You would need beyond that Jerry Jones, Dak Prescott, and Roger Staubach to issue a press release that is so highly offensive to the very nature of what it means to be a Texan, perhaps an American. Maybe if they all came out and said, you know what, that ISIS, they really got a point. Then maybe the Houston Texans would have a shot at overtaking the Dallas Cowboys in the state of Texas. But beyond that, you might need a sinkhole to open up in not just Dallas, the state of Texas, and swallow up 75% of the state. And if all of those three things happen, Max, then you never know. The Texans might overtake the Dallas Cowboys. There is no rivalry. This is coming from no place of hatred on my part. I can tell you quite honestly, I don't hate the Houston Texans. I don't fear the Houston Texans. I don't have any insecurity about the Houston Texans. I don't think about the Houston Texans.
Because they haven't been a threat, Will.
In fact,
you're talking like someone who's never had competition for the hearts of Texans.
I'm willing to root for the Houston Texans to get my franchise quarterback, our talisman over the last decade, because it makes such rational and logical sense. I'm willing to root for them to get him so they have a better shot at winning, because I know in the end, he's a Dallas Cowboy.
Hey,
just
quick,
like anybody else who plays for the Dallas Cowboys. There is no anger. There is no fear. There's no hatred here. It's simply this.
Real quick,
there is no threat, and they never know is never going to happen.
I can see you're talking as someone without experience in this realm. I can tell you once upon a time I thought the Mets were adorable too, and I kind of rooted for them, and then they flipped New York, and boy, did I hate them. You will be surprised how fast it can happen.
First of all, Max got his head in the sand, so he should turn in his New York card, because I don't give a damn what level of success the New York Mets have had. They have never been but so relevant in the city of New York compared to the New York. Oh, stop it.
They
Nonsense.
did. 86, they flipped New York.
Excuse me, we heard you speak. Did we not hear your point? Did we not hear your point?
Apparently not.
Did we not hear you? No, just because we don't agree doesn't mean we don't hear you. As a matter of fact, it makes us tired of hearing you because it's nonsense. The New York Mets, even with Strawberry and Gooden and all of that stuff, never, ever, ever were they the New York Yankees. That's number one. Number two, It just pains me to even deal with this subject. I think it was a setup. I think that Will Kane and Dallas Cowboy fans, someplace has something to do with this, because who am I to deal with, to deny the truth emanating from the mouth of that wuss, Michael Irvin, who's been hiding from me for months. I can't find the dude. There's an APB out for the dude. I'm still looking for him because it's Dallas Cowboys. It's sorry Dallas Cowboys that never come up raw, that never come up when it really counts, that haven't had a Super Bowl title in 22 years, still have Dallas Cowboy fans everywhere. Let me tell y'all a true story. I'm in L.A. this past weekend, okay? And it is a true story. I swear to you, it's a true story. I'm in L.A. this weekend. I'm about to fly back. I've got a 65-year-old white woman that walks up to me and says, "You're not a very nice man. How could you talk about my Cowboys that way?" And I just tried to explain very politely, real quickly. It's nothing. It's just facts, okay? But then I departed from her. Very pleasant lady, very nice. And then I go, and I'm going to my gate, and somebody screams at me, "I hate your A." That's what they said. I'm not saying the word. And I turned around, and it's this black woman, probably in about her 30s, literally screaming at me about how much she hates me because I talk about her Cowboys so bad. No matter where you go, you can't escape Cowboy fans. They're like cockroaches with a nuclear bomb dropping on this world. It's somehow, some way they will find a way to survive. It's who
that'll make them love you.
I turned around and kept walking. What am I going to do?
He ran. He ran.
What am I going to do?
He ran. Thank you for the admission. You run. You run.
All I'm saying to you is this. All I'm saying to you is this. 22 years, they have not won a Super Bowl. They are as irrelevant as they come. And they even got a champion in Michael Irvin who sat up there and just sold his soul just to be a homer, being the wuss that he is, still hiding from me, okay, because his Cowboys lost in the playoffs like I told them they would. Can't find the dude, but he gonna show up on Dan Patrick spewing his stuff. He's right, but it doesn't make it any less disgusting, and I would appreciate it if we dropped this subject. I really would.
I bet you would. I bet you would. Just like when you ran from that lady in the airport. You'd like to run from this right now. You'd like to say, "I'm lucky to be here," and you'd like to move on. I bet you would. That's what happens when you go to the playoffs 18 times in 20 years. When you have the highest winning percentage of all time of any NFL franchise.
How long ago was that?
When you're up there with the most playoff wins of all time. When you're Forbes,
wasn't you on Happy Days? Wasn't you on Happy Days back then? Wasn't you on Happy Days back then looking like Richie Cunningham? Wasn't that you? I mean, come on now. That was a long time ago.
When you're Forbes' #1 valued franchise in the entire world.
Because they got suckers that ain't interested in holding them accountable.
Manchester United, and the New York Yankees. Yeah,
because
playoff
Forbes
wins,
gets it wrong all the
Texans
time.
have a shot.
Because Forbes gets it wrong all the time. By the way, those Texans look mighty cute to you right now, Will. Wait until they start winning for real. Then they won't look so cute.
When are you flipping over to the Mets, Max?
Never.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But they don't.
I don't know about that with you, Max.
All right, guys.
I don't really know. I don't trust you.
I'll end it for you. Texans never have a shot.